everyone, it's Titi, and on this month's episode of Roxy's At the Heart of It, I'm going to interview Age from Atlas, a visionary creative whose recent collaboration with Roxy is making serious waves. Tune in. Hello everyone, welcome to At the Heart of It. I'm Titi, and today we have the fabulous Age of Atlas. Hi Age, how are you?
Good. Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Thanks for joining me today. Where are you joining us from?
I'm at home which is in the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria.
So tell me about yourself. How did you get started in creative design?
Yeah, I guess it's sort of a funny one. I've always have painted and done art, and I've done it always like within my job. So I studied communication design, which was like graphic design. So I ended up working for a couple of different companies, doing that for a few years. I actually worked with a surf company and traveled and got to go on some different trips and that sort of thing, which was cool. But then I always sort of did my art on the side, and I loved doing that. And that's sort of what I really wanted to do. That was sort of the main, I think, calling that I wanted to do. But yeah, I guess growing up, I was sort of always told it's like, oh, artist, that's not really something you can make a career out of. It's just something nice to do on the side, or it's
Isn't
really
that terrible that people say
yeah.
things like that?
It's so funny. It's like, oh, artists, yeah. And, you look at the space now with how social media can support direct artists to their customers and just people. It's such a cool way to meet people and, yeah, make your work on such a global way. But yeah, and then I sort of left that job. I moved, and then I was like, yeah, I just wanted to do my art, and saved money and just did that. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I went on the art residency in like 2022, and because I was doing illustrations mostly, and I really wanted to paint and get into, I had this idea for the type of paintings that I wanted to do, which I'm doing now. And I was just, 2020, I was like, I had this idea and I was like, I have to do this. I have to act on this. And then, yeah, I ended up booking like an Airbnb and starting that process. And then, yeah, like a year later, went and did a residency, and that kicked me into gear, into going, okay, this is actually like, you are an artist, own it and do it, and start to do the things that you really want to do. And yeah, it's been crazy ever since, and just, yeah, pushing into that more and more. And it's just been, yeah, amazing, like really, really cool. Definitely challenging at times, but like love that I do this.
What's been your biggest challenge?
I think my biggest challenge, it's hard, following, like, I think it's also like you're wearing every cap. Like, so you got to follow up, like, invoices or like leads on things. And maybe that's sort of like, you're an accountant, you've got all the hats that you have to wear. I think that's just from
You're
anyone.
a podcast guest now.
Yeah, that's what I like to wear. That's a good hat to wear. But yeah, it's funny. I think it's just time management. Like for something like being an artist, where you almost, I find the time you spend away from like painting is also really important, because it allows space in your brain and your mind to come up with the ideas, and then you're like, oh, I can go and do that and paint. So when you're doing, like, I just find like more things, like it's like the admin, which
Right.
that's just me wanting to be like, I just want to paint. But it's admin of doing all those things, like following up stuff, that I think maybe is a bit more challenge. But in the scheme of things, like, it allows you to do like pretty cool stuff. So that's okay.
I hope that, people hear this and know that it's so frustrating when people tell you like, well, that can be a plan B,
Yeah.
but like, what's plan A? Because like, it seems like so far-fetched of a dream. And I don't know why we've like conditioned ourselves to feel like anything that's like creative or isn't so like stereotypically something that would be like successful. We feel like, okay, well, that can take a back seat too. And then I got to like do something else in case that doesn't work out. But like, but we set ourselves up for failure when we put that as a plan B. That shouldn't be plan B. And I hope that people like stop. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop telling people like, oh, okay, well, but what else do you want to do? Like, I remember actually somebody telling me when I like told them like, oh, I really always wanted to be a surfer one day. And I remember her telling me, she's actually one of my best friends, but she told me, she was, oh, well, what else do you want to do? And I was like, what? That want to do. And then I got picked up by Roxy. She was the first person I called. I was like, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess who's a
Yeah.
surfer? Click. It is so possible, and we need to start like encouraging people to pursue their passions and not so much like what is typically going to create success, because happiness is success. Whatever
Yeah,
makes you the happiest is success. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it makes you $1,000,000 or $0. Like if
for
you're
sure.
so happy doing what you're doing, you are successful.
Yeah.
Period.
And if you can get, not even get by, but make money and be happy doing that, and you don't have to be obviously like a billionaire or making heaps, but I think everything comes around in cycles. I feel like there's times where I've worked jobs that I'm like, oh, I should be happier in this, but you end up spending that money. Even if you're getting more money, you spend it on things because you're not as happy. I think my most important thing for me is freedom, and it's taken me a little while to go,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually the most important thing to me. So I have the freedom to do this, I have the freedom to do that. And that you don't have to work for yourself necessarily, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of good companies that work with people, which is great. But I think
Right.
if you have your own sense of freedom in whatever that looks like, then you don't need to. I find when I'm happier, I probably don't need to spend as much money because I'm just going to the beach, or you're going to surf, or you're going to
Mm-hmm.
just, you're
Or
enjoying just,
paint and do all the things that you love.
yeah. So it's like, but then there's times where I've worked in like, not necessarily a full corporate, but more corporate than what I have now. And I'm like, oh, I'm
Same.
stuck here. I have to be here. I end up, you need an outlet in a different way, which
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, in terms of weighing it all up, it's like, oh yeah, well, maybe I would rather just be doing what I'm doing. And even though at times it can be like this
Right.
with work, and it's like, you just cruise through that. But I don't know. I feel pretty lucky to be able to like paint things that just come to my brain. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. And
out.
it's so beautiful. Like, congratulations on your new collaboration with Roxy, which is what I'm wearing right now. Let's show everybody because I've been
Yeah.
waiting to wear this. Like,
Yes. Oh my god, it looks so good. Is that the
I
top
know.
together?
This is yeah. The top. I just tucked it in like this,
I
and then I
love
wrapped this like
it.
really tight.
Oh, it
Look
looks so
at it.
cute. It's so funny seeing like artwork on people. I've been getting text messages from like it out in the wild, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like just someone at the beach walking
It's
past.
so beautiful. So tell us what inspired this?
Yeah, so Danny and I caught up actually while I was traveling. I was traveling through
Love
Barrett's and
Danny.
everything. Yeah, and it was just like perfect timing. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of funny. It was so weird, like, but it just aligned, which was really cool. So she messaged me like earlier in like 2023, and she was like, hey, like, would you be interested to collab? And I was like, absolutely, sounds so good, I would love that. I was like, well, I'm going to be coming through Barrett's on in an RV. So my boyfriend and two of my friends, we had this like 7 meter long RV, and we're driving from Bordeaux through to like Hossegor, Barrett's, and then like down the coast, went to like San Sebastian, Portugal, all that. So I
Oh,
was like,
fun.
we're going to come through around this date. If you're around, we could catch up. And she's like, yeah, let's chat. So we ended up talking about what we do, and yeah, we're talking about obviously like wave, ocean related, and yeah, we came up with like six iconic places, like locations that would resonate with Roxy and Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've had already wanted to do something like that, and I just hadn't done it yet. And so this was like the perfect kind of way of making that happen. Yeah, it was really cool, like to bring it to life. And so we came up with, well, yeah, I think they came up with the places of Fiji, Hawaii, Rio,
Tahiti,
Tahiti,
Brazil.
Brazil, and Byron Bay. Yeah, which I
Mm-hmm.
lived in Byron for like 4.5 years. I've only just sort of, I keep saying, I've only just moved back. It's been like 2 years, but I go up and down a bit. But so all, yeah, pretty special places.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I have the one piece bathing suit too, and every time I wear
Yeah,
that, I get so much compliments on it because it has
wow.
like it's so like it almost is so vintage, and everybody thinks that that
It's,
it's like old school Roxy, and I'm like, no, babe,
yeah,
It's Atlas. It
yeah,
just came out.
yeah, things new. But that's so cool. I love that because I personally love vintage teas. I love I love collecting, and so that's part of kind of what inspires my artwork. It's collecting all these
Mm-hmm.
old things that tell a story of time at a particular time, or I don't know, just that old aesthetic and very creative, like matchbooks, postcards, like even
Mm-hmm.
old marketing. And that worn, like I love the worn texture. And
Yes, it definitely has all of that. You can tell that that's what's inspired
yeah,
in the
that
art that's
is,
on the collection. It's so beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, it's been really cool to like see it all rolled out on such a scale of like this collection, and different people wearing it, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty surreal. So it's cool.
It's so beautiful. And like, how do you know Danny? You've known Danny forever.
So when she reached out to me, that's when I met her.
Oh.
Yeah. So we sat down, like had lunch, and then we were just like chatting and just, yeah, got along, and we were just talking about ideas, and it was like all these ideas were just flowing in. I was like, oh, like just takes that little, it's like a little seed of an idea, and then as soon as that happens,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it grows, and I'm like, oh, I can see this and this and this. And so as soon as like I came home after that trip, because we'll talk about it in a couple months by the time all that happened, um, then like, yeah, my brain was sort of just like, yeah, I know exactly what I want to do for this. Like I have an idea for this and this, and
Mm-hmm.
just like kept mental notes of that. And then once it came to like, I do little sketches of concepts to sort of show them what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, what direction I'm going to. And they're like, yeah, looks great. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of know what you're doing, which is really good. I love that, trusting you to like go and do the creative. And yeah, and it just was relatively easy and smooth sailing, which was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I loved everything straight away that they sent back to me. Yeah, like our emails were just like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is great. Like, love this. And so, like, I remember where I was when I first saw the like PDF of all the range. I was like camping or
Mm-hmm.
something, didn't have much reception. And I was like, oh, I want this to load because I want to see what this is, what it all looks like. And then it finally loaded. I was just like, oh, this is so cool just to see, yeah, the shirt and the pants and like that one piece, because I
Yes.
say I'm like, I'd love to see the whole grid of everything. And yeah, so it worked really well. It just, they were very good with, just easy to work with, which is great. um,
Yes.
Always
And I
makes
love
like,
that. I love Roxy is always like just bringing other like female creatives together, and it's
yeah,
so empowering. It's like it's a company that I'm just like I'm so proud to like be a part of, and I love like
yeah,
even doing this like podcast and giving other females another platform to promote themselves and inspire the others who are probably going trying to follow the same path and
yeah,
want to be a Roxy girl or want to be a somebody who collaborates with such an iconic brand.
yeah,
And like it's such a the art itself, it's so true to the art that you do, but it's also very like it's very authentic to
and
where
the line.
Roxy, yeah, it's very
Yeah,
aligning to the image and the what they have always portrayed themselves to be, and it's so like it's just so authentic, and I really love that. One of the things I was the most excited for when I saw this piece I'll show you is because I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and
yeah,
this let me just undo this because I remember when I got this and I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. The most like, and the colors are beautiful, like the artwork is beautiful, everything. I love everything, but my favorite is this this font.
yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I
Okay,
love.
this I just gotta read. Hopefully, it doesn't read backwards,
No, it's,
but
yeah, it's perfect for me.
like this is just like so something that I feel like I saw a lot as a kid. I don't know what about it. Something about it was this font, like the way that this is written out, the way that this is like lowercase i's, but like everything is uppercase.
Yeah,
It was just so nostalgic, and it was so
yeah.
like just so authentic, and it just reminded me so much of just like my childhood, and it was so like
Oh,
which I
cool.
love because it's it resonates so much with me who's born and
Hawaii.
raised here.
Yeah,
Huh?
and that was such an important thing for me too, and I love to hear that. And
It's
because,
so cute. It's just so cute. It's just done so right.
yeah,
It's
and I wanted to make sure I like captured because like out of the 6 locations, I think I'd been to 4, and I've been to Hawaii a couple of times, and I love
That's what
Hawaii.
I was gonna ask. Have you been to all these places?
Yeah. So the only 2 I haven't been to were Fiji and Rio, and they're
Oh,
so
well,
much.
we need to fix
I,
that.
I know. I
We need a
um,
problem solved. Actually, I want to go get the One Piece because I want to show. I
yeah,
want to
that'd
show.
be
Everyone needs to see this. Okay, so here's the One Piece.
yes. It looks
It's a low back, which is my
fabulous.
favorite. Love a low back on a One Piece. Okay, so let's start with Hawaii. Obviously, like that same font that made me so happy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
And
so
then
yeah,
you have Diamond Head, right, which is
yeah,
iconic.
yeah.
And we have some hibiscus, which is
Little
beautiful. And then
sun.
here, Biarritz, which I finally went to last year.
Yeah,
So beautiful. Oh
I
my gosh.
love it. Yeah, it's
Wait,
so
this
cool.
is the oh my gosh. This is what beach is this called? What's the name of this beach?
It's is it Côte du Basque? Is that the beach? No,
Yeah.
that's the coast.
Yes, and the this towers. Oh my god, I remember this. And I remember
I
going.
don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cote Basque.
yeah,
It
Côte du
says
Basque.
it right there.
Yeah, yeah. I should know. I painted it and I wrote it
You
on it.
painted
But
this
I
thing.
just,
You wrote it down. It literally says it right there. And then Fiji, right? And I can
yeah,
tell that
I
says
think
cloud break,
big.
obviously.
Yeah,
And then we have Rio right here in the back.
yeah. And Rio was a bit of a favorite as well. I think just like the red was
Yeah,
real
oh yeah, it's
fun. Like,
so with the green and the yellow border. It's like
yeah, that's
that's the only I haven't been to Rio. That's on my bucket list
yeah.
this
Have you
year.
been to
I've been
most
to
of?
Fiji. I've been to Biarritz. I live in Hawaii. I've
Yeah,
never been to. Did you have
Byron?
Tahiti on here too? Is Tahiti on here? No,
Yeah, Tahiti. Oh, maybe Tahiti's not actually on that one.
no, Tahiti's not on here. I've never been to Tahiti, but I've been to Fiji. Love Fiji.
Yeah, I've been
Love Biarritz.
to Tahiti.
R-
Tahiti was so
R-
cool.
Rio's on my list.
Yeah,
Tahiti was cool. Yeah.
yeah, I love like
Everybody tells me that that's where I need to go. Like
yeah,
I've asked photographers, surfers,
mm,
like of all the places, like where's the one place that is like your dream
your
surf
dream
trip,
vacation. Yeah,
dream photo ops?
yeah.
Tahiti, always Tahiti.
I've been there twice, and we went to the same place. I went there with like an old workplace, and I just was like, it was it was almost just like a dream. Like everything, the water was so clear, the water was so blue, so many different types of fish, like these big grouper fish, and then you had like all the reef sharks, and you just felt like you were really living with nature. It was so beautiful. There was this like one of my favorite memories was there was this Tahitian man who was singing. He was feeding the sharks with bits of leftover fish by hand, and he was singing to them. And he was just singing to the sharks in the
That
water.
is so magical.
I
Are
just
you kidding?
I was like, this is the most beautiful. And he was super sweet. And he was like motioning to come in. He's like, come in. And so I like came into like my thighs and was throwing in some fish like a bit further away. And they just like it was just amazing. It was like that moment was so incredible. And that's like, to me, it's like what travel's all about. And when you visit like a place that's so, yeah, in sync with nature, it's just like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
and like
nice.
really
So,
like experiencing the culture and
yeah. And seeing
like
it all
that's
just
so
from,
beautiful.
yeah, like a little fly on the wall, just watching, like walking around that island and watching everything. It was just really cool. Like you're not,
Mm.
you just, you can just be and just take it all in, like sounds and yeah, it was just like, oh, I need to go back. I'd love to go back. I'd love to go to Morea, that the other island.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's where I hear you have to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. It's just endless. So I'm like, I need to go here. I need to go here. I
I
just
know. I know. But Brazil's on my list for this year, but next year I'm
Brazil's on my
definitely gonna
list.
manifest Tahiti. Did you paint that behind you?
Yes, I did. It's actually
Can I
quite
see
funny.
that?
It is a Hawaii one.
That's
That was
so pretty.
it's
Oh, it's huge. Oh, that's the exact. Oh wait, that's pipe. Oh, cute.
that's pipe. Yeah. So
That's sick.
for an exhibition I did at the end of last year, it's funny because my partner and I we just moved into our house a few months ago, and I did this. That's the biggest artwork I've done. And we're like, he literally measured the walls because he did the renovation. And we're
Mhm.
like, if it doesn't sell, it's going on our wall. And we almost like, it's not going to sell. It's not going to sell.
Didn't want you put it
Yeah.
out there. You
And
wanted
now,
it.
yeah, we're like, oh, okay, that's fine. So we literally made sure the wall would fit that giant
Um,
artwork, which is, I think he moved the door over or something when
it's
we were renting.
so beautiful.
But yeah, so it was cool to have something so big.
Is it
Like,
acrylic? What do you paint? What do
yeah,
you
so I use
use?
like a mixed media type of, to get all the texture, I use like plaster and like layers of paint, and I just build it up, and then I do yeah, acrylic on top, so it sort of gives that little worn effect. But I
Hmm.
painted like the whole thing pink, and then I paint over it again, and then plaster. So I just do like a lot of layers on top of each other, and yeah, now it's like
So sick.
so heavy, like there's all this plaster on it, so you're like, I'm gonna break my back lifting this, but it's, yeah,
I have a huge blank wall that is in dire need of
of
something
some
that
painting.
size. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let
yeah,
me know next time you're in Hawaii.
absolutely. I would love to do that. That's why I
When
would
are
just.
you in Hawaii next?
I actually have a friend who's going to get married soon, so I'm wondering when that is, so I can just come and frolic in Hawaii. I would love
Find
to go.
out and let me
Hawaii.
know when you do.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love to just, yeah, I'd love to do like a collection, because I've sort of been like, sort of what I do is sort of travel to different places, and this is sort of what I want to continue to do, travel and
Hmm.
then create a collection from that location. So I did an exhibition at the end of last year on locations in the Pacific that I had been to, but it'd be cool to sort of hone in on like one place, and
One
then
specific
all the little,
destination.
yeah, all the little things of that
Hmm.
particular destination. And it's
Yeah.
just sort of like, I don't know, I just love to, it's almost a way of like showcasing everything in my brain, just of different little things. And I
Hmm.
think the little things about a place are almost kind of the most exciting to paint. Um, just things that are not so general, like the cute little particular things. I don't know, it's just such a nice way to like come away from a trip and remember all those things by.
Hmm. And it's so
Yeah.
nice to see to see something like that you've painted behind you, like something that I've seen all the time and I've grown up seeing. To see it in your perspective of it, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful, and it's just something that I know that I could never do. I couldn't do something like that. So it's like I appreciate it so much, like how beautiful it is, and how like someone can
Oh,
come here and appreciate the same thing,
yeah.
that I've always, appreciated my whole life growing up and seeing. And
Yeah.
it's
I
so,
think
yeah, it's like a different experience, like re-experiencing it now as you and what you see it
yeah.
as.
Yeah. And the things that you've picked out to, and why you've picked those things out. And I think like what you said before, that you're like, yeah, you've grown up in Hawaii. That's
Hmm.
your home. Just hearing that, I love to create something that people from the place go, oh, yeah, good job. You did a good job on that,
Yeah, you
rather.
did. You really represented. You
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. And
you
it's
did
like
a really good job.
an extra compliment compared to, because I think it is like home, that sense of home is so special. And I
Hmm.
think it's nice to have, um, yeah, it's happened in a couple of different places actually. Like, I think even people from France, like in Biarritz, and like reached out and they're like, you did such a good job with that, or whatever it
Yeah,
is. And
that's so good. I love that. I love that.
yeah,
I think it's so like it's so important to acknowledge something like that, especially like
mm,
right now. Like if things are so sensitive with, appropriation. I think there's a fine
yeah,
line between like appreciation and appropriation.
for sure.
And I think that if you pay attention to people's intentions, no one's like they're
Mm,
unless they're, people are. I think people's general intention is always to appreciate. you
yeah,
know I think that people were just so sensitive sometimes that we want to be protective of something, or you want to
yeah,
defend something, but people's our intentions majority of the time are to appreciate something, and when they
yeah,
are appreciating something, it translates as that, very
mm,
much so. And to acknowledge that is so important, because people
for
are,
sure.
it's our job as people who live in these places, or to educate people instead of, shaming them or accusing them or something, or, I think
Yeah.
that happens more often than not. And I think that this is such a beautiful moment of appreciation for all of these places, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
and how you have showcased it, how Roxy has always been such an advocate for all of those places as well, not just
Mm.
as, not just for its surf, but for its culture as well.
Yeah, and that's what makes travel so, like, everyone loves to travel and go somewhere new, and I think like seeing things from a different perspective and learning. And I think if you are learning and interested in the culture and interested in just having conversations with locals of different point of view, and it's those little things that I think you're right. It's like that intention, whether it is an appreciation or someone is exploiting a place or a
Hmm.
culture or something, and it's taken down a different road. But I think that's what is nice is like having that exchange, like being able to educate and have these conversations on different culture and why something is the way it is. And like you can come away and go, oh, I really like that part of that culture. That's really
Hmm.
cool. I really want to adopt a part of that into my own life.
Hmm.
That's really
Right.
beautiful. I think everyone's just trying to navigate around this world, and like, I don't know, you grow
Totally.
up with something and then you might go somewhere and you're like, I really like that. It's just such a,
Hmm.
yeah, it's part of, I think, what we're supposed to learn maybe from travel.
Totally. And then you honor it, by
Yeah,
doing what it is that you do. And it's important. I think that's so important to like constantly be perpetuating, is that's what
yeah,
we're doing. We're just trying to better ourselves. We're all trying to educate ourselves and
yeah, yeah,
and
and
and and express ourselves in
yeah,
the most like creative, healthy, beautiful of ways, right?
yeah, and you're
That
essentially like holding on to a memory, like, you go to these beautiful places, or and you're sort of holding on to that, and you want it to last a little bit longer, and you paint it. Like I'm painting it, and I'm painting it
mhm.
in the most dreamed up version of it in my mind, which maybe that was different in real life. Like when I went to Pipeline, it was really windy that day, or it's like, oh, it's cool because I'm here and I've seen it, photos of this forever, of how beautiful and how big Pipeline can be and all that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So like when I want to paint it, it's like, yeah, it's like a little dream in my mind of the potential of what she's like and what the waves like and all that sort of
Mhm.
thing. And I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a place, but through the filter of whatever my mind wants to see of it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, I think
Uh,
it's like
It's
lost.
beautiful. You should see my drawing of pipe. It looks nothing like that. I won't even attempt it. Were you painting it like while you wouldn't paint it while you're at pipe? Like, is it a photo that
No,
you took of it, or was it literally from your memory of what it
I
looks
took
like?
photos when I was there, and then, but that was a while ago that I was there. I think that was 2015 or something. So it was a while ago, but it's also like I'd love to go back. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, hopefully next
Well,
year.
you are coming back.
Yeah, yeah, I'm coming
You
back.
have a wedding to go to.
I have a wedding. I don't know when her wedding is. I'm like, can you get married? Can you tell me your wedding when it is? Because I need to go to Hawaii. need to go to but yeah, it's I would love to, yeah, go back there. And it's almost like, yeah, it's like checking in back in a place that you've been before, like a while ago. And, you've creating something since then. And I don't know, just be really cool, like full circular moment.
Hmm.
I'm actually doing a show in Indonesia in a couple of months' time, and I'm collaborating with an Indonesian artist. And it's really cool because we're both going to be creating something together and like merging them. And that's sort of based off travels from last year. And there's things he's
Hmm.
like, it's really cool hearing, you know, you and what you did on your Indonesian travels, and like what your takeaways from what you want to paint. And then him being there, like from there, it's that same thing. It's like a bit of an exchange of like
Yes.
through each other's eyes. And
Hmm.
yeah, just like as people, I guess you're like, this is my takeaway, this is your takeaway. And then I don't know, it's kind of cool just to a way of like sharing and yeah, like an exchange of.
Mm-hmm.
um, of, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, exchange of it all. I don't know how to
I know
finish
what
that
you mean.
sentence.
An exchange of like exchange of
Yeah,
experiences that you can bring into like a physical world to share with everybody else.
yeah, yeah,
Right? Here's your
yeah,
experience, here's my experience.
yeah.
And let's
And
show
then you're
everybody
building
what that
together.
looks
Yeah,
like. Like
yeah,
that's such a great like you know, skill to be able to like whether it's through music or through art or through, you know,
yeah,
something to that the way that you guys express yourselves.
yeah. And just
And
like, oh,
it's
that's really
usually in a way that people can like people resonate with, like, oh, like the font, you know, like I could never, I know it and I've seen it and I've, you know, I've
mm,
grew up looking at it, I couldn't replicate it. And it's it's so amazing that someone else is like able to express exactly something that resonates so much with me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's cool little pickup as well, because I remember there was a cut like another font I was thinking, and I was like, I wasn't sure it was going to be too harsh, and I was like, oh, because I wanted it to sort of fit within Hawaii and have a bit of a softness, but also be like fun and kind of
Mm-hmm.
still be strong in its own way. And I think that's what, like, even what you're saying about the two lowercase eyes, like the big kind of bubbly eyes,
Yes.
like
Uh-huh.
it's almost a bit 90s in a way. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's that
Yes. I mean,
playfulness.
even the font behind you, even that cursive behind you
Yeah, yeah,
is very iconic, like 80s, 90s
yeah,
Hawaii. Like
and
it
that's
reminds me of like Elvis and,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
that
every like tourist shop that has a mug with the Hawaii on it. Like it's just it's something that I grew up seeing all the
yeah,
time. It's so like
yeah,
you just like associate it so much. Like I don't even have to read it and I know that I know exactly where what it is. You know, I've
yeah,
seen it a million times. Even if I didn't know what it said, you know, like
yeah.
I could tell like, oh yeah,
You know what
that's
that's
from
from?
Hawaii. I know where
Yeah,
that's from.
that's the association. Yeah, like that font on a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
like, and I've noticed that font as well, like on like old boats. Like it's
Yeah.
even here, like I'm like, oh, that font is on an old boat, and that boat is from the 80s or something, and it's just
Hmm.
like that. Yeah, very particular time, and yeah, it's that association that you straight away go, oh, okay,
Hmm. Like, oh, I know what that is.
I know what that is. Yeah, which is cool. It's cool that something like a font can do that, can change,
Hmm.
can bring out like a nostalgic feeling for something that is new and like just
Hmm.
created. And yeah, because it does kind of have that way of like transporting you to a particular like time frame, because it is such an iconic
Yeah.
thing of the
It's
time.
iconic. Do you come from a big family? Are you the only artist in your family or are your parents
Yeah,
artists?
I have a pretty big Greek family. So my dad's Greek. He came to Australia when he was 7. So he migrated to Australia, and he was just a kid, and they lived like in a small house. He had what there was like 5 kids. And then yeah, my mum's Australian.
How many siblings do you have?
There's 4 of us, so 3
Okay.
siblings, and then all of the sort of like I've got a lot of cousins, and everyone's pretty much had 4 kids, and
That's very Greek of you.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's kind of I feel like because when I've been asked about like what inspires the travel, which obviously everyone loves to travel, but I think that curiosity of like other people's culture, I think has really probably stemmed from me figuring out my own culture in
Hmm.
like my dad, like growing up, we celebrated a lot of Greek things and like Greek, um, you know, Greek Easter and like what that looks like across the year and that sort of thing. And learning Greek and Greek dancing, like traditional Greek dancing and all that sort of stuff. So, and when I was younger, I probably didn't really appreciate it because, you know, you just want to like go to school and fit in and whatever. Like, not that, yeah. I mean, my mum was Australian, so I had this sort of like balance of like two worlds a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, and then, yeah, it was really cool. Like, as I got older, I really appreciated my Greek heritage and what that was like, you know, being in Australia and
Mm-hmm.
community within Australia and all that sort of thing. So learning a bit more about that appreciation and wanting to maybe dive in and learn a bit more about that, and that sort of extending out to like different places as I traveled around and moved around, and like you start to see the world and you're like,
Have you been to
whoa,
Greece?
yeah. I've been like 5 times.
Really?
And yeah, that's one to put on your bucket list.
I mean, that's definitely on there too because I've never been, and it
Yeah,
looks so beautiful.
it's pretty amazing. It's like slow and just like if you go to the islands and that sort of thing,
I
it's
like
pretty.
slow. I
Yeah,
really like slow.
yeah, and
If
it's
I'm
yeah,
traveling, that's exactly what I want.
yeah, and they're just the food's amazing. And I don't know if it is biased, but when I was traveling like a few like years ago, like around Europe, I was like, oh, I feel like Greece. They're always so generous. Like the place is beautiful, but the people are really beautiful, and they're cheeky and fun and playful, but they're very caring and um, they are very generous. Like they'll be like,
Hmm.
you speak a little bit of Greek, and they're like, oh, you're from Australia, you're here, we'll get you this, we'll give you more of
Welcome
this.
home.
Yeah, yeah. And come here, you need to have some more of this. Like, and
Oh,
they're
I
just
love that.
very sweet. I've always just, whenever I've gone back, I've just been like, oh, it's just, I don't know, it's special. That place that makes you feel really nice and just.
Do you have any art from Greece that is like
Um,
similar that you could
yeah,
show us?
I did. I actually, because on my art residency, I did that in Greece, and
Hmm.
that was a really nice way to like connect to sort of like my Greek heritage a bit, while also creating some new things. And I did some works on canvas and brought it home, and one of them was like this evil eye, because there's like this whole like the Greek thing of the evil eye. I've actually got a little
Hmm.
necklace of it,
Do you?
but
Oh,
yeah.
cute. Yeah.
Um, but it's all about like protection and keeping your happiness and protecting the home and that sort of thing. And it's sort of like I sort of mixed it with stars, because on the Greek churches they have all like these stars, like gold little stars on like blue painted roofs, and it's so nice. It's like if this was my house, like not that I'd live in a church, but like just love that detail on a roof. It's really cool. Um, and so when I came home, I did it on a smaller version, but I did a bigger version, and I actually gave it to my dad for his 70th birthday,
Oh,
because
sweet.
I was like, oh, I kind of think that's something that I feel like he'd want to keep,
Should have, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, this one can stay with us, and yeah, and he
Is
loved
this
it.
the only one you have hanging in your house?
I've got a bunch in that room, but they haven't been hung up. When we first moved in, we were like, let's put this here. I had like one of another artwork there, but I was like, all my artwork is everywhere, and I've got like a 2 meter artwork on my wall. It's massive, so I thought maybe to like dull down how much Atlas is in the house. Everywhere you look, it's like, oh, my art.
It's a museum, your own museum.
I know, my partner was like, we should just.
I would totally, that would be something I would do.
Yeah, I know. Well, very sweet. My partner wanted to put like one of the Mexico ones
Hmm.
in in our room, and he's like, I want to wake up every day and just look at that, because like there's nothing there. And I'm like I'll look up and be like, oh, I should have done that color. Should have done that color. Like,
Oh, so yeah. Oh, you're one of those.
yeah,
You'll
like
beat
would I?
yourself up about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's funny. Like I don't think maybe because of that one, like that was a funny one to do with green, but
That's so
like
fun. I do the
green,
same thing. I do the same thing except with dance. So like
yeah,
I dance and I teach hula to students in North Shore, and we
amazing.
just had this like whole performance day, and it went perfectly. And I will like I'll think about it and watch videos. I'm like, I wish I did this motion instead, or why did
Mm,
I put this person there? Like I should have done it with like this person's shorter. I should, and literally just overthink the most ridiculous. Like no one cares,
yeah,
like everyone thought like it was an amazing. Everyone loves your art, but you're the one person who's just going to like start to nitpick on
on
really things that
nothing, yeah,
nobody else is picking up on and nobody else is paying attention to. You're
yeah,
literally your worst critic, your hardest critic.
Yeah, for sure. And I am a bit of a perfectionist, and that's something through my art that I'm actually trying to push away from, because
Mm-hmm.
one thing I really like, and what drew me into creating art kind of in this way, of that it's the imperfections that actually make it really special and cool. And that's what
Yes.
I really value in art that I buy. Like, even the little funny hand here, and it's like, yeah, that's not like potentially like the most realistic hand, but that's what makes it so special, is because it's not trying to be, it just
Right.
is. And
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a lot of drawings of like little hand drawings of maps and that sort of thing, and it was all about the accuracy and making sure I spelt the locations right, because if I stuffed it up, I'd throw away the whole thing. And you're like, oh my god, I
Oh
just
gosh, the
like I
pressure.
still, yeah, because once as soon as that pen hit the paper, I can't paint over it.
Mm-hmm.
But that is one of the beauty of like painting, is you can just paint over it, and it's a lot more.
Um,
I don't know, it's a little bit more forgiving in that way, and also letting go of the perfection. It's actually,
mm-hmm.
you doing this a little bit differently actually makes that more special and more like you.
Yes. Because only
That's
you could make those mistakes. No one else can make that
yeah,
mistake. And then it's
yeah,
funny because that's you always the thing that somebody notices or like attracts to, like the first, that's the first thing that they're attracted to, is the one thing that you thought was like a
yeah,
mistake or a flaw. And
yeah,
like everybody else is like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen.
yeah. And you're
And
like,
the
I love
one thing you were looking at is like, but I should have done this.
yeah, and you're like, but the green's too green, which like the Mexico one. And I think it's because I literally remember it like that artwork. Loved creating, but it took me back to like when I was in the studio and it was late at night, and I was like, like I was going and like painting the green. I'm like, oh no, it's a little bit more this green. I needed a bit more this green. Oh no, now it's too much of that green. I need to bring it back. And I remember like I did
Mhm.
it like 5 times, and then once I took it out into natural daylight as well, I was like, oh, it's great. Like that actually
Right.
looks pretty cool. Yeah. It's just like you're putting in all the hard yards, but it's kind of part of it all as well. And
Hmm.
like letting, yeah, I think
The
probably color.
process,
Yeah. And color
right? That's
especially.
always
Yeah.
color,
I,
especially.
yeah, I love to make sure like if I've got like an idea of the color, that's where I get like my hang ups on. And I'm like, oh, the pink needed to be more this or that. But yeah, it's
Hmm.
kind of fun because then you can just keep playing with it. And yeah, it's in experimenting with different colors and stuff, which is
Hmm.
probably the best part. But,
Yeah,
hmm.
and the process of it is probably like once it's done, of course, it's always really beautiful to look at it, but the process is always like the most fun part of it.
Yeah, yeah. And
You
just
know.
like letting yourself experiment with it. And if you do something that is kind of funny, like the other day I was painting and I'm painting some of these artworks for this Indonesian collection, and there's a snake and it's just his eye. And I did his eye, and I'm like, this is like, a face can just create a character, and his eye just looked funny to me. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, this is me trying to like let go. And I'm like, but this is so funny. Like, it's like laughing at you, you're able to laugh at yourself, and, you know, you
Right.
I'm gonna fix it. But like, it's just funny because it's already made a little face that just looks like a funny little personality.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like that fine line of letting things go. Nothing has to be perfect, but and also like caring about your work, of course,
Yes,
and
letting
pushing yourself.
letting go of the outcome of
Yeah.
everything. It's so funny. It's like that actually comes up a lot every time I do one of these
Mm.
episodes. That kind of like lesson always seems to be like coming back up again. And then I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
the universe is trying to like tell me like this is something that I need to like understand, because I'm not like I'm like finally like starting to get it too, that
Mm.
that we hold on so much to the pressure of the outcome that we forget to enjoy the whole process of everything that got you to that point. And I feel like I literally just had this with my last podcast, that I had this same conversation and the same like lesson, how the real beauty is like in the journey, and
Yeah.
and once we let go of the pressure of what the
Yeah.
outcome or what it's supposed to look like then we can stop stressing out about things that we don't really, and this goes like just for everything, not even just
Yeah.
for painting or for dancing or for surfing or for whatever it is. It's like life in general. It's like so
definitely.
stressed out about the way things are supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And I think especially because when you know that you are like, you put all this pressure because you want a certain outcome, whether that is the dance or like painting. But if it makes you sort of stress the whole time and not enjoy it, like then it's not giving you the best outcome because you're creating,
Right.
it's putting this like kind of
Right.
crappy energy into it.
Right.
And sometimes like, yeah, I feel like there's times I've created art when I'm like, just like, I need to get this done, I need to get this done. It's like, but hold on, how amazing that you get to paint. You get to paint for as long as you want.
Right.
Like
Like
obviously, like,
reset yourself.
yeah, and like within reason, of course. Like when there's crazy late nights at the studio, like I'm like, oh, would like to go home, but at the same time, there's
Yes.
times where there's times like I actually love painting at night because I feel like the world shuts off and it's just me and there's no distractions, and that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool as well. But I've really found with this latest artwork that I'm doing, which maybe I'm a bit naive of timing and like maybe I need to work a bit faster, but I've just been like, you know what, it's all going to happen like as it should. And I'm just not trying to be a perfectionist, trying to just let it be a little bit more and
Mm.
like be more open. It's like letting go of control a little bit and like loosening the reins and maybe something better.
That's another lesson I need to that it keeps repeating itself to me that I'm not getting at. I'm so controlling and I'm learning that now. I need to let go of control.
Yeah, let go and just whatever happens is gonna happen. Which I'm trying to do this. Like I'm trying to make sure I can do that a little bit more. But it's actually kind of cool to like just see what happens with it as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, and something better hopefully will happen. And it's like, oh, like
And it always does. It's
yeah,
always something better. The second that
yeah,
you let go of control of it and you
yeah,
start like enjoying actually the process, something amazing always like
yeah,
finds its
shows
way to
itself.
you because
Yeah,
you're like that you're attracting that. That's what you
yeah,
attracted.
yeah. You're creating space for it. You're allowing it.
Yes. You're
Yeah.
allowing it.
This is just the inspiration I
Oh,
need.
I
Now
love
there.
this. This was great. What a great episode. I just learned a whole I need to go and like now put all this into into
Inspirational.
work, into my apply it into my life.
No, maybe that's why I should make like my like inspirational quotes to actually drill it into my brain. Like, don't be a perfectionist, and yeah,
Right. And let go.
let it go.
Let
But
it go. Well,
oh,
I'm
so
so excited about this collection. It's literally one of my favorite
thank
collections that is
you.
so cute. And I get so much compliments when I wear
Oh, that's it's just really cool to hear that. Like,
it.
it's seeing it all come out in like it came out in Australia in December, and then so over January I had people like messaging me, and then now it's like overseas coming out, and it's just really cool to see, yeah, my artwork just on such a grand scale. Of,
Right? Just
yeah,
wearable art.
yeah, it is.
Like you're
Hawaii. She's in Hawaii wearing a bit of Hawaii. It's like just
it's
cool.
so cute. Tell us where we can follow you and see what you're up to next.
So my Instagram is Atlas and then 8 underscores and Atlas again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but otherwise, it's probably easier to find my website, which is atlasart.com.au.
Well, this was so fun. I'm so glad I got to talk to you and that we got to meet. Hopefully, next time you're in Hawaii or next time
Yes.
in Australia,
Yeah, I'd
we'll
love
hit
that.
each other up. We could share some experiences. I'll
Yeah.
show you the dance. You could paint
I
me
would
something.
paint. You can teach me to dance. I would love all of that. It'd be really, really cool. And
That'd be
yeah, it's
really
been so
fun.
nice talking to you.
Do you surf?
Yeah, little waves, little like 2, 3 foot.
Same. Me too. That's
Yeah,
no well, like 1 foot. I'm like ankle biters.
yeah, yeah. Little cute. Nothing to like,
I
put my
love
neck.
exactly. I love a cute wave.
It's lovely to
All
meet
right. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much. This was at the heart of it. Bye,
you.
H.
Bye.